Donald Trump's ordering the Iranians to surrender unconditionally. Last night, he warned everybody to flee the capital, and now Tehran's a ghost town. Surgical strikes target Iranian nuclear scientists and military commanders have taken their toll. Windows have turned to powder, and the lobby of buildings are gone. Overnight, Israel continued to pummel missile and drone infrastructure in the western part of the country. Tel Aviv says they've destroyed over 120 Iranian missile launchers since Thursday. That's about 40% of their missile capacity. They also took out Iran's top general early this morning. He was only at the job for 4 days after his old boss was executed. Israel's already slaughtered 11 senior Iranian generals, but the regime is retaliating tonight with a barrage of ballistic missile strikes against the Jewish state. Our very own Trey Yingst just had to duck for cover in Tel Aviv on the 5.
Air defense systems are currently active over Tel Aviv with hundreds of thousands of people into bomb shelters at this moment. Unhook. Get off. All right, we got it. We're going to move. Okay. Stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving.
The IDF says 80 to 90% of Iran's missiles are being intercepted by the Iron Dome and by U.S. missile defense systems in the region. And they have something up their sleeve. Israel says the Beeper operation will seem simple compared to what it has in store next. The Israeli ambassador is promising a number of surprises when the dust settles within the next 24 hours. Netanyahu still isn't ruling out an assassination strike against the Ayatollah.
It's not going to escalate the conflict. It's going to end the conflict. We've had half a century of conflict spread by this regime that terrorizes everyone in the Middle East, has bombed the Aramco oil fields in Saudi Arabia, is spreading terrorism and subversion and sabotage everywhere. That's the forever war is what Iran wants, and they're bringing us to the brink of nuclear war.
Netanyahu says killing the Iranian leader will be the end of the conflict, but it could also be the beginning of the conflict, because the next Ayatollah could be even nastier. The White House's thinking right now is it's the Ayatollah you know versus the Ayatollah you don't know. That's not to say Trump couldn't decide to swoop in and do some gigantic action. Trump already rejected Israel's original plan for regime change, but he wants Khomeini to know that he's the one keeping him alive. Quote, "We know exactly where the so-called supreme leader's hiding. He is an easy target, but is safe there. We are not going to take him out, kill, at least not for now. But we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin." Trump says the Iranians missed the opportunity of a lifetime.
I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. Their cities have been blown to pieces. They've lost a lot of people. They should have done the deal. I told them, do the deal.
Trump always wanted a deal, but Netanyahu, after October 7th, had decided he was going to strike Iran anyway, with or without the United States, regardless of whether we were negotiating. Netanyahu even asked Trump for the bunker busters, but Trump said no and was focused on signing a deal, but began to feel the Iranians were stringing us along. And after they missed their deadline and the clock ran out, he let Israel go hard the very next day. And now Trump has a big decision to make. The U.S. and Israel control the airspace over Iran. Their proxies have been gutted. Our sanctions are strangling the country, and Israel's conducting sabotage and espionage activity inside of their borders. The U.S. naval assets have surged into the region, encircling the regime in the Arabian Sea, the Gulf, and in the Mediterranean. Sources say B-52s are stationed in the Indian Ocean within striking distance of Iran. And Trump says this country cannot have a nuclear weapon.
It's very simple. Not to go too deep into it, they just can't have a nuclear weapon.
What are you looking for here?
An end. A real end, not a ceasefire. An end.
So something that would be permanent.
Yeah, or giving up entirely.
Is that okay too? Are you close there? Is that possible? Is that possible in the next 24
Why not? Certainly possible. Complete give up. That's possible.
Trump's orchestrating a massive pressure campaign to ensure the Iranians never get a nuke. Politico says it's the most consequential decision of his presidency.
that right there, so important. Whether or not we get involved in this war, I think right now it's really splitting the GOP. This question right here, I'm going to show you the rest of this clip, guys, because Jesse Watters is going to break this down. I do want to say appreciate everybody for watching. Do me a big favor, hit that thumbs up, like button to support the channel, guys. But what we're hearing here is this isn't a drill, this isn't a theory, this isn't clickbait. This is real-time war strategy. Iran is under direct fire. Israel is eliminating top generals. Donald Trump is laying down an ultimatum that could change the course of literal history, guys. It's just insane. Everything is crazy around. This is what I hope. I hope that America stays out of this. And if we do get involved, and we're going to talk more about this in a minute. If we do get involved, I hope we go in, do a precision strike, remove the threat of nuclear weapons, and get out. We don't want this to turn into Iraq or Afghanistan, or we don't want to do that. We want to get in, get out, if we're going to get in at all. Let me know in the comments what you think, though, guys, as we continue to watch this clip.
The Trump administration doesn't want to barrel into risky missions or regime changes, but they recognize there's a historic window of opportunity to solve a problem that's vexed U.S. presidents for decades: how to fully eliminate the Iranian nuclear program. Does the president authorize American pilots to fly B-2 bombers over Iran and drop a series of bunker busters on Fordow, the underground Iranian nuclear facility? Or does he let the Israeli air campaign put Khomeini under so much pressure that he crawls back to the negotiating table and signs away his nuke program peacefully? Trump met with his national security team earlier today and is carefully deliberating. The president just finished a call with Netanyahu this afternoon and is keeping all options on the table. He's considering dispatching J.D. Vance and negotiator Steve Witkoff to the region, while also getting assets in place if he decides to strike. Israel can't eliminate the Iranian nuclear threat by themselves. They have their own bunker busters, but none of them are powerful enough to pierce 300 feet deep underground. There's only one bomb for the job, and we have it. The MOP. The massive ordnance penetrator weighs 30,000 pounds. It's so heavy that it can only be lifted by an American B-2 bomber. And once it drops, it explodes horizontally and vertically. We've been working on it for 20 years. Trump tested one during his first term, and it's fully operational. We've used variations of bunker busters in the past, in the Iraq War, to destroy deep Iraqi command centers, and then in the Afghanistan War to target al-Qaeda caves. They look like this. Using bunker busters against Iran's nuke sites doesn't come without a risk. The Iranians have stated that if the United States does take offensive action against them, they'll target U.S. bases and the U.S. Navy in the region. If we decimate their nuke site, we'll take away their only leverage, and they could lash out unpredictably. A dirty bomb, suicide bombers, assassination attempts. Who knows? We'd have to deal with the consequences. The United States targeting Iran's nuclear facilities doesn't necessarily lead to regime change. It could domino into regime change, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee it.
That's a good point.
The commander-in-chief has campaigned against regime change and expensive quagmires. But in the first term, he wasn't shy about taking decisive action to eliminate threats when opportunities presented themselves, striking Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, and bombing ISIS off the map. No one in the administration is considering putting boots on the ground. That's what we think. But bunker busters against Iranian nuke sites would be a bold and dramatic escalation. J.D. Vance says whatever he decides, Trump will make the right call. Quote, people are right to be worried about foreign entanglement after the last 25 years of idiotic foreign policy. But I believe the president has earned some trust on this issue. And having seen this up close and personal, I can assure you that he is only interested in using the American military to accomplish American people's goals. Whatever he does, that is his focus.
Okay, guys, if you haven't yet, do me a big favor. Take a second, hit that thumbs up like button. It helps more people see this, see the truth that the media wants to filter out. But let's get into this, guys. What we're witnessing right now is the most aggressive dismantling of Iranian military power in recent memory. Over 120 missile launchers are gone. Senior generals have been eliminated. Tehran is becoming a shell of itself. And the world is watching with bated breath about what's going to happen next. But guys, let's be very clear. This isn't just Israel's fight. President Trump is very much in the driver's seat right now, and he's not playing checkers. He's playing four-dimensional chess. He told Iran straight up, we know exactly where your supreme leader is hiding. Guys, that's not a bluff. That's a calibrated message. Don't test us. Don't test us. And while Biden was hiding in his basement and was issuing weak, passive statements, Trump is orchestrating global pressure, airspace control, sanctions, naval assets surrounding Iran on every side, espionage teams deep inside enemy territory, and he hasn't even fired the first shot, guys. But here's the kicker on top of all this, guys. Trump has the mop. When y'all watch that video, guys, the massive ordnance penetrator, when y'all watch the video of that bomb, guys, what went through your head? It's 30,000 pounds of American steel designed to pierce 30 feet, not 30, 300 feet underground, the only weapon that can destroy Iran's nuclear facilities. It's locked, it's loaded, it's fully operational. Guys, that's not conspiracy, that's a fact. Now, let me ask you guys, do you think Obama would have had the courage to do this? Do you think that Biden even knew this weapon existed? Would any globalist president be willing to stare down the Ayatollah and say, you move, you die? Only Trump. And while Netanyahu is hammering Iran's missile infrastructure and taking names, Trump is keeping the nuclear option on the table, not to start a war, but to end one. Let me remind you guys, Trump doesn't want regime change. He doesn't want endless war. He wants results. And sometimes to get peace, you got to bring strength. It's bold, it's dangerous, it's necessary, guys. And the clock is ticking. So now, guys, I want to hear from you. Should Donald Trump authorize a strike if Iran keeps playing games? Do you think the Ayatollah is bluffing, or is this the perfect moment to finish what past presidents were too weak to even attempt? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, guys. I'm reading them all. Be sure to subscribe for more no-nonsense conservative commentary that cuts through the noise. And guys, if you want to go a step further, consider becoming a channel member to support the work that we're doing here. This is Nolan Alders, guys. Stay informed, stay bold, never stop standing for truth. God bless.